Ngayong taon, sa unang pagkakataon, kalahok ang Pilipinas sa isinagawang Global Hackathon ng NASA Space Apps Challenge kung saan ang ating mga techie students and yuppies gumawa ng sarili-sarili nilang mobile apps gamit ang mismong data mula sa NASA o National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Cool, di ba? Silipin natin ngayong araw ang mga ganap kasama ang Womensphere, Microsoft, Kubo Philippines, Sustainable Green Synergy, PSYSC, Kezar Innovations, PCI at Unilab Foundation na nagdala dito sa Pilipinas ng 2018 NASA Space Apps Challenge. Dito lang lahat ng yan sa DOSTv Science for the People. Kasali ngayong taon ang Pilipinas sa 48-hour International Hackathon Challenge ng NASA, kung saan daan-daang cities around the world ang sabay-sabay gagawa ng exploration sa world of science. Kalahok dito ang mga coders, scientists, designers, storytellers at marami pang mga kabataan na gustong harapin ang challenge ng NASA sa kanila. At naging posible ang event na ito dahil na rin sa pagsisikap na ginawa ng Womensphere.
Okay, NASA Space Apps Challenge is an international hackathon, probably the largest in the whole universe, happening in 200 cities around the world. Here in the Philippines, we have two locations. We have the Manila version and we have the Makati version. So I'm the project lead for the NASA Space Apps Makati. This is not actually the first time, but it's the first time in Makati. So in the Philippines, I think we already had this last year, but in Manila only. This year we have two locations, and probably in the next few years, we can have it for different cities in the Philippines. Yeah. Actually, the participants for this one is a diverse set of people. So it's not necessarily students. We have companies who can join this one. We have undergraduate, PhD students. We have sometimes we also have unemployed people if they want to do something more while still looking for a job. So this is probably one of the main reasons why they join. They also want to have an impact to the global scale. In Womensphere, we want participation of women and girls around this space, around the technology space. As much as we can, we want to have a gender diverse team. And then, as much as possible, we want everyone to be involved to the NASA Space Apps. Here in the Philippines, personally, I wanted to have a project that is global class, which we can share to the whole world. So this is not just a project, a personal project. This is not only a project for the Philippines, but we also want this to be, we also want to be well known globally. So as my personal goal, I wanted to represent all the coders here in the Philippines. Not necessarily represent, I want people to actually represent us, the country, to different participants around the world. We want visibility as well. Actually, we are launching Womensphere Philippines this year. So at the same time that we're pioneering the Makati BGC NASA Space Apps Challenge, we are also launching the Womensphere Philippines. So that's why we invited a lot of partners for this to happen. We invited Microsoft, Kubo, DOSTv, Sustainable Green Synergy, PSYSC, Kezar Innovations, PSI Tech, and a whole lot more. We want this to be not just the only project that we have in the Philippines, but also to start creating a footprint here in the Philippines. Womensphere has a lot of projects, mostly digital initiatives and platforms. This coming November, we are hosting the Global Code Fest, Art Fest, and Video Fest. as much as possible, we would like to have participants from all over the Philippines represent also on a global scale. So this is not just a local event, but also a world-class event. So as much as we can, we want participants from the Philippines to join us. So that's my goal for this year. So maybe next year we'll create more projects, of course, revolving around women and girls and how we can empower them and how we can have them experience science, technology, environment, arts, and mathematics.
Sa pagsisimula ng Womensphere sa Pilipinas ngayong taon, inaasahan nila na mas marami pang kababaihan ang mahihikayat na mapunta sa mundo ng science, tulad ng founder nito na si Annalisa Baleres.
You know, I grew up in Bullcan in Makati, so you're actually a few blocks away from where I grew up. And I remember my passion for science and how it was sparked by astronomy and studying the stars and the solar system, wanting to explore. And that curiosity led me to Manila Science High School and then later on to everything else I've done in life, including this. And so I think for many of us, you know, our partners that are here, Mark, Bea, and everyone has helped put this together, and Hannah, who you will hear from, we share this passion for exploration, for discovery, for understanding the universe and the world we live in, and honestly for planetary stewardship, because we have this Earth, it is our planet, and it is our role and our job to take care of it. And so for many reasons, we are truly passionate about being the producers and hosts of the NASA Space App Global Challenge. And we're super excited to inspire you and give you a platform to create ideas and to share your ideas throughout the Philippines and around the world with your fellow Space App participants.
At bilang take-off activity nila dito sa Pilipinas, inihatid nila sa atin ang 2018 NASA Space Apps Challenge.
I'm John Eddie Mashes. I'm 19 years old. BS Computer Science student from Technological Institute of the Philippines, Manila. So I know for this kind of challenge is that my department chair of my school, or my department, told me that we should join or we should search about this kind of competition. Then we discovered about NASA or Womensphere Fest, and then we read about the competition criteria, and then we are able to think about of what we should going to innovate on something that we can improve on. We joined because we are very curious of innovating the world or what we contribute as a student in the field of technology. Last night and last week we talked about we find data sets in the NASA data, and then we found the all population of the world from 1980 to 2010, and we are going to dig up, or we are going to develop a system that we could analyze if a country has overpopulation, how the country improve with that kind of population, of number of population. So yung gagawin po namin, gagawa po kami ng application to inform each country po na kung gaan, yung for example China, improve po sila na country din, kung ano yung gagawin nila, kung ano yung mga process nila na ginagawa para mas ma-improve yung country nila. And then, yun po yung idea po na yun is to inform other country to improve their country in other ways. For example, like Philippines, malawak tayo sa agriculture. Anong gagawin natin para mas mapalago para agriculture natin to improve our economy. So, yun po yung magiging project namin. Depende pa po sa other criteria sa NASA.
I'm Katrina Rausa-Chan. I am the director here at Kubo Innovation Hub. Kubo Innovation Hub is actually a platform that was created for Filipino startups. We're a public-private collaboration, and from the public sector, it's actually DOST, which is our largest supporter, as well as DTI. And from the private sector, Ideaspace and JP Morgan. We host a whole number of programs and events, all to help startups succeed in the Philippines. These include providing facilities such as our HQ, as well as events like Kulitan, our networking and talk series, workshops, classes, feedback sessions, and mentorship. So a lot of resources that are available for Filipino startups that are wanting to grow their businesses. The whole idea behind Kubo is really, it's the Bahay Kubo, right? So, alam mo naman, it's all about bayanihan, about us creating our own Filipino way of creating Filipino startups that change the world. So, yeah, if there's a garage in Silicon Valley, here in the Philippines, we have the Bahay Kubo. I'm very, very happy to be hosting the NASA Space Hack today here at Kubo, just because our partnership is really about, again, promoting innovation, science, right? And being able to see how startups or, wannabe startups, right, are quickly able to create these solutions. When we think about space, right, it's about the moonshot. It's about achieving that giant goal, right? But it all starts somewhere. And at Kubo, we believe in these humble beginnings. So, it's all about teams, innovating, working together, hustling, doing it quickly, and who knows what can come out of it. And that's really what I'm so excited about. So today, we're actually providing the venue to host this kickoff. And we'll be working together with this initiative, right, throughout the process so that, and we're really excited about what we can come up here in the Philippines, and I'm sure it can compete with, what everyone else around the world is doing simultaneously. So we're very, very excited to be a part of it. I encourage all of you, whether you're just thinking about starting up and have an idea or, you already have a startup, just go for it. And, here at Kubo, we're here to help. So visit our website, www.kubo.com.ph, and sign up, right? Like, there's so many activities going on now for startups here in the Philippines. We're creating and innovating amazing stuff, so be a part of it and be one of those Filipino startups changing the world.
This is Team Bullcan. And my name is Ryan. I'm a returning scholar from the University of Sydney under the Australia Awards Scholarship Program. I saw the competition online through social media, and then that got my interest. So I formed a team connecting my previous students. So these two are my students when they were in grade school. And Justin is currently grade 11 in Philippine Science High School, Diliman, and Chen is a fresh grad of IT. JR is my classmate in high school. He's a graphics visual designer. And another team member is not here, is our senior software engineer. Our app is called Bullcan, and we are this volcanic eruption disaster preparedness application. So we are trying to give the volcanic eruption bulletins to the user, information about the volcanoes, and then using geolocations, telling the user how far he is from the volcano and who might be in immediate danger. So that will give the user the nearest evacuation center from his location, and other features using data sets from other agencies. One of the data that we are trying to use is the sulfur dioxide emissions. So it will tell the user how close they are to the toxic gas which the volcano is erupting. So NASA has a database on that, because that's one of the volcanic hazards. Other hazards, one is, aside from the sulfur dioxide emission, also the Volcanic Ash Activity Center. So worldwide, merong agencies who would collate the volcanic ash whenever there's a volcano erupting. So it will tell those who have plans of traveling which airports to avoid. So that's also one of the APIs that we're trying to get in the app.
Good morning, we are from the Technological University of the Philippines, Manila, and we are the electronics engineering students from the said university. So for now, currently we are developing the project Aeternum, which is the Latin word for eternal. So this is a device that would bridge the gap between our civilization and to the possible extraterrestrials outside our solar system. The idea came from one of the challenges of the NASA Space Up Challenge, which is the Remix the Golden Record. And the Golden Record contains all the data from about our civilization, like what music do we hear, what are the paintings that we have created for the past years, and we are trying to consolidate those informations and data so that we can introduce properly our civilization to possible extraterrestrial beings. The Golden Record is the compilation of all data about human civilization. Like, for example, there are some records of Beatles, I think, based on what I have read about it yesterday, and also some paintings, sample pictures of the paintings of Vincent van Gogh, some pieces of William Shakespeare and the likes. Yung mga mga records na kung ano man yung mga natagpuan before man na parang naging origin ng civilization natin, nandoon po siya sa Golden Record. Yung significance po ng paggawa nitong app na to is para sa gayon, yung kumbaga, kasi di ba we are not limiting ourselves to the possibility na baka merong extraterrestrials outside our solar system. So, para magkaroon ng interaction between the different civilizations, also to introduce about human civilization. That's why we are developing this application and device para sa gayon ay mai-endorse natin yung human race sa iba pang possible races.
The app that we're developing is called the Handa app, which stands for the Hazard and Natural Disaster Awareness Application. So what this Handa app is it is a checklist for the things that the person needs in order to survive a natural disaster. And it also has an added feature of a game simulation of a certain disaster so that younger audiences will be able to be educated and the importance of how being prepared is for being prepared in the natural disaster in order to survive. Right now in the alpha version, we place there the tsunamis, earthquakes, tornadoes, typhoons, hurricanes, and snowstorms. The significance of the creation of this app is so that the people will be notified if some certain things are not available to them, or if they are missing out on something, so that they can have a highly probable chance of survival in the disaster. And if they don't have, they will be frequently reminded so that they can be more prepared, and so that also younger audiences may also remind their parents and the older ones that they should also be prepared.
We're from PCI Innovations Tech Center. We're a startup technology company. Currently, we're developing an app for the challenge ng NASA, which is Spot the Fire. So it's a web-based app, and then eventually, if we have in the future, we want to develop into a mobile app. So it's called, can you mention it? It's called Safety Zen. Basically, it's an early detection and mitigation for forest fires and wildfires. So we want to empower the citizens, and kung sino man halimbawa nakakita sila ng fire sa nearby grassland or forest nila, they can actually report it. And then they can look through geolocation, they can pin their location kung saan nagaganap yung fire. And then, ayun, the concerned agencies or yung mga authorities will be alerted dun sa fire. So actually, yung idea talaga namin is we want it to be for disasters in general. But siguro very restrict din dun sa binigay na challenges ng NASA. Pero actually, lahat naman tayo naka-experience ng disasters in general. And most of us coming from the province, we grew up seeing the mountains, seeing grasslands, and as advocates din na protecting the nature, we want to use technology na hindi lang siya na magamit siya sa application in protecting yung current forests natin. Kasi based sa data na nadideplete na yung forest cover ng Philippines.
DOSTv would like to thank Filipino Creazione de Mano Incorporated. Visit their showroom at ground floor lobby, PSM-BFI Building, 318 Santolan Road, West Crames, San Juan City. SciDev, the world's leading source of reliable and authoritative news, views, and analysis on information about science and technology for global development. Visit their website at www.scidev.net.
Sa mga ganitong partnership with the international community, na ilalapit pa natin lalo sa kabataang Pilipino ang mas malaki pang mundo ng siyensya, kung saan may mas high-tech at malawak pang resources na maaari nilang magamit. Kaya naman, salamat sa Womensphere Philippines at sa mga katuwang pa nitong organizations upang maihatid sa ating mga kababayan ang 2018 NASA Space Apps Challenge. Hanggang sa isang taong muling paghaharap-harap ng mga coders at science geeks. Ako po si Jel Miranda at ito po ang programang hatid sa inyo ay fun stories sa mundo ng science and technology. Ito ang DOSTv Science for the People.